Hello, good morning, and welcome aboard to AM News. My name is Denisia Pomaije. In our very first story, the Environmental Protection Authority says it is reviewing existing policies and rolling out new regulations to address rising air pollution across Ghana. The EPA links the pollution largely to industrial activities, both formal and informal, as well as household activities and indiscriminate burning. The authority believes these measures could help turn the tide. There's more in the following report.
2 decades ago, Ghana's population stood at just under 19 million. Today, it is close to 32 million. That growth has come with more vehicles, more industries, and increased burning, all adding to rising air pollution, especially in major cities. The Environmental Protection Authority says the trend is worrying. Selina Amoa is head of the Air Quality Unit at the EPA.
The pollution level across the monitoring locations is showing an increasing trend. So it means for some of the monitoring stations. So it means that for those areas, it's a source of concern because the levels are going up. But when you look at some other monitoring stations, like I said, the levels are within the standard.
She points to industrial activity as one of the leading sources of pollution.
The sources of air pollution in the country has been identified as first from industrial activities. So the former ones that we know, that the big companies, the manufacturing companies, the food processing companies, the cement, those, and then the small artisanal undertakings too that springs up around the built-up area. Then another source of air pollution is from the transport sector. So the transport sector, we have both the exhaust and then the non-exhaust emissions from the transport sector.
The authority says it is reviewing outdated policies and rolling out new regulations aimed at cutting emissions and improving air quality nationwide.
We didn't have the regulations to help in the enforcement of the standard. So the last year, as you may be aware, the air quality regulation was passed. Act 1124 has consolidated all the other acts that we have. So we used to have the Pesticides Control and Management Act. It's now part of the Act 1124, and also the Act on Hazardous and Electronic Waste is part of it. Climate change has now also been integrated into the Act, and the EPA is now mandated to protect, regulate, coordinate, and also exercise general oversight on all matters relating to climate change and the environment in the Act now, as compared to the previous one. We didn't have that general oversight. So the LI has made provisions for the requirements of industries when it comes to emission generation. And like I said, open burning has also been captured. The motor vehicle emissions is also in there. And it has also provided sanctions for non-compliance.
The EPA hopes these measures will help slow pollution levels in the months ahead. For Joy News, Michael Ashale.
This story was a collaboration with New Narratives. Funding was provided by the Clean Air Fund, which had no say in the story's content.
Scars, strength, and survival took center stage yesterday as breast cancer survivors shared stories many women are too afraid to tell. As part of World Cancer Day celebrations, Breast Care International, in partnership with the Kempinski Gold Coast Hotel, honored survivors whose journeys prove that breast cancer is not a death sentence but can be cured through early detection. Deborah Beidou has more in the following report.
Breast Care International, in partnership with Kempinski Gold Coast Hotel, celebrated breast cancer survivors at the Peace and Love Hospital. The event honored the courage and resilience of women who refused to give up even after losing a part of their bodies. Survivors like Benita Ebona, who lost her right breast and feared repeating her mother's fate, shared powerful stories of survival, sending a strong message about hope, early detection, and the fight against breast cancer.
I'm 8 years breast cancer survivor. As a survivor, the journey wasn't easy. If I tell you it is easy, it wasn't easy. Or should I say it was worth it? Because anytime I see myself standing, when I sleep and open my eyes, I see it as a great privilege. Like mine, I'm having a history. My mother died from it. To every woman out there, the way you care for your face, please care for your breasts. Know your breasts. Know when something is happening to your breasts. That way you will know, okay, something is happening, I have to go get it checked.
Fear and stigma remain major barriers to breast cancer screening, says Grace Enimwa, a radiographer at the Peace and Love Hospital. She recalled a recent health outreach where not a single woman turned up for screening. Yet, during the same exercise, the team detected breast cancer in 5 men. A revelation underscores that breast cancer is not only a woman's disease, and avoiding screening because of fear or stigma can be deadly.
Because of stigmatization, we refused to go there. We went to Nyanyano some time ago. We never had a female with breast cancer, but we have 5 male with advanced breast cancer.
The event also attracted high-profile personalities, including gospel musician ACP Kofi Sapong and media personality Akuma Mamazimbi, who encouraged both men and women to take screening seriously.
I needed to come because I've been an ambassador for breast cancer awareness for over some years. And so it's an honor and a privilege to be part of this great occasion.
As survivors turn their scars into symbols of strength, one message is clear: breast cancer is not a death sentence. Early detection, awareness, and support can make the difference between life and loss. For Joy News, Deborah Enimwa Bedu's report read to you.
And yes, early detection does save lives. Moving on, to help reduce poverty in the Wa West district of the Upper West region, the Member of Parliament for the area, Superintendent Retired Peter Lanchene Tobu, has introduced measures to improve the economic well-being of residents. One of the initiatives, Water for Wealth, is aimed at supporting dry season farming by providing water for year-round agricultural activities. The project was launched in Siru. Joy News' Upper West region correspondent Rafiq Salah reports.
According to the Wa West Member of Parliament, Superintendent Retired Peter Lanchene Tobu, the idea of Water for Wealth initiative was birthed in 2019 when he was lobbying to be the legislature of the area. After almost 6 years of its incubation, it has now been launched at Sero by the Wa West legislature at a short ceremony attended by a cross-section of chiefs and farmers from the district.
We have enough water bodies. Dam 12, Dam 13, Dam 14, Dam 15. The black water that separates us from Burkina Faso is a huge water resource. We have fertile lands. We have energetic men and women. Yet we are poor. So the question I continue to ask myself, why will you have all these resources and you still call yourself poor people? I totally disagree. So I started to find the reason. Why can't you produce tomatoes at the time that the market prices are high? So that you'll be able to get enough income to eliminate poverty. And they told me a simple reason. Honorable MP, we have the water here, yes. We have the land here, yes. We are ready to work, yes. But for you to get the water to the land during the dry season, you need investment. We don't have the money to invest in pumping machines. We don't have the money to invest in irrigation systems. So that challenge dawned on me, that the answer really lied with me.
Superintendent Retired Peter Lanchene Tobu disclosed that the pumping machines, numbering 50, were ceded to him by the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat following their seizure from illegal mining sites, which he has now repurposed for use in order to improve the economic well-being of the people.
After speaking to the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable Kofi Amabua, he agreed to allow us to repurpose many of the pumping machines seized from the Galamsey side and use them for agricultural purposes. Colonel Bua, the commander of NIMOS, endorsed the idea. And they've given me 50 pieces. And so far, After working on them, we've gotten 35 good ones. And we're donating these to young people who are ready to do dry season gardening. And I believe that it is going to be very transformational. We can have this water here, and in the dry season, the young men and women sit and say, we have nothing doing. We are idling. And want to go to Galamsey. Many of them go to Galamsey, they don't come back. Many of them come back with some kind of diseases we can't even know how to cure. And many of them come back as a burden to even the families.
The initiative is a pilot project and is hopeful that before the end of the year, it will improve the economic well-being of the people.
That by November 2026, we actually engage all those who've gotten machines and probably add more machines and add more young people into dry season farming. And the story of Wawes in the area of agriculture, in the area of poverty reduction, will be a story for many to come and learn from.
Wawes District Chief Executive Richard Wulu, on his part, pledged the commitment of the Assembly to helping the MP succeed in its mission in order to improve the economic well-being of the people.
We as District Assembly, we are in support and we're providing other support to farmers who will be going into the dry season farming so that they will be able to generate some wealth for themselves and reduce the poverty level that we are currently facing. The Wawes District is a rural district. We are not perturbed as leaders of the district. It is our duty to ensure that whatever it takes for us to turn challenges into opportunities, we will do that.
The initiative has a groundswell of support from the Wawes Department of Food and Agriculture. Ibrahim Rashid is the Wawes District Director of Food and Agriculture.
The farmers, the beneficiaries, they should embrace it and make sure we make good use of the machines. And we also maintain them very well. What I also say is that we don't want these machines to be kept indoors. They must be used for what they are meant for.
The initiative, Harnessing Water for Wealth, according to the Wawes Legislature, Superintendent Retired Peter Tubu, is aimed at reducing the poverty level the people are wallowing in. The Wawes currently is among the poorest districts in the Upper West region. Reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salam, Zero.
From the Upper West region, let's come down to the Central region because a branch of the Ghana Union of Traders Association has raised concerns over the growing number of foreign-owned businesses operating in the country, warning that the trend is negatively impacting local traders. Speaking at an engagement in Cape Coast, where the association also opposed the Ghana Revenue Authority's proposed 20% increase in VAT value-added tax, the Central Regional Chairman of GUTA, Paul Kofi McCarthy, alleged that many foreign-owned businesses fail to comply with their tax obligations, creating unfair pricing advantages and placing local businesses at a disadvantage.
Officials of the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, in Cape Coast to address concerns raised by members of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA. The Central Regional Chairman of the association, Paul Kofi McCarthy, criticized the GRA's proposed 20% increase in value-added tax, describing it as detrimental to business growth.
I want to tell the government that the percentage rate that they are charging for VAT, that the VAT, is too high. So we want them to bring it down at least from 4. It should be somewhere 5 or something like that. So for 20 itself is too much because we see it to be like something that it's worrying our traders. Some are paying, some are not paying. So when it's 20 and some people are paying the 20, others are not paying, at the end of the day, it makes others' prices goes up, unlike those who are not paying the VAT at all. So we are telling the government that they should do something on it, so that the prices, the percentage will go down for everybody to also be on board.
Mr. McCarthy also expressed concern over the increasing number of foreign-owned businesses operating in the country, alleging that many fail to comply with tax obligations, an issue he said creates unfair pricing and disadvantages local traders.
Our problem again is the foreigners. We've seen so many ShopRites here and there, left, right, over center, and what they are doing here in Ghana is they've opened the shops nationwide. When you go here, they tell you that they pay it here. When you go here, they tell you that they pay it here. So at the end of the day, they are not paying at all. And we want to tell the government that if someone is paying and others are not paying, it's giving us a problem. And it always makes our work very difficult because we are all using loans to work. So when you are using loan, you are going to pay your loan and others are not paying, and they are using the price mechanism to at least bring the price down. And we, as we are using the VAT, will be paying, then it always makes our price goes up. So consumers too are very rational. So they do compare prices before buying. So at the end of the day, it worries us.
Responding to the concerns, the office manager of the Cape Coast North branch of the GRA, Sophia Bansa, outlined planned measures by the authority and assured traders that steps are being taken to address challenges related to foreign-owned businesses.
The foreigners part, according to our laws of registration, company registration, if you are not a Ghanaian, you are not supposed to register a retail business and then do retail business. So we will take that one up and then let the powers that be know, and then something will be done, and then everything will be all right.
From Cape Coast, Abigail Lesol Nkoma reports for Joy News.
It's now time for some business news. The Ahanta Police, Samuel Kojo will bring us that right after this breather.
Let's do some business updates now, but how about checking out how the city is performing on the currency market? So our first story now, the Ghana Association of Banks says its members have begun reviewing their benchmarks for determining interest rates following the marginal drop of the Ghana reference rate to 14.58% in February 2026, down from 15.68% in January. Speaking to Joy Business, Chief Executive of the Ghana Association of Banks, John Ewua, said the move to review the benchmark reflects the ongoing effort to align lending rates with the current economic conditions.
It's always announced the first Wednesday of each month. And the new rate will then go into the sanction decisions of the banks. But one thing that we all have to note for sure is a reduction in the rate does not necessarily change the risk profile of a certain client. Of course, the more affordable the lending rate is, the better the propensity customer to repay the loan. But it doesn't change the overall risk profile of that customer. So to the extent that the credit environment is still a bit shaky, you may not see the risk premium reducing significantly for the full force of the benefit to transmit into the new lending rate.
But realistically, when are we likely to see the rate reflect when you go to borrow largely?
Today, if you go to your bank today, the reference rate the bank is going to add the risk premium to is the new Ghana reference rate, and that should give you a reduced rate. And if you have an existing loan that you signed a variable loan contract with your bank, at the next repricing, which depending on your loan contract, it's definitely stated in there. The next repricing, you will find the full force of the new reference rate in that loan. But as we say every time, if you sign on to a fixed rate loan, you don't get the benefit In the same way, if the rates are going up and you have signed a fixed rate loan, you also reap the other side of the benefit.
Very well.
President Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman has urged governments across Africa to play a more active role in creating an enabling environment for the private sector to scale up trade and infrastructure development on the continent. She made these remarks at the 2026 Africa Prosperity Dialogues.
Across the continent today, we are seeing sustained efforts, deeper coordination, and increasingly confident leadership. The task now is to convert this momentum into a durable economic transformation. That requires clarity of focus, expanding trade within Africa, and implementing the industrial strategies that strengthen priority sectors, build skills, support sustainable production. We must continue to invest in infrastructure and connectivity while establishing the conditions for innovation and technology. Behind all this, strong institutions and effective governance are essential to sustain progress. Ghana is actively contributing to this shared agenda. Our 24-hour economy initiative is designed to unlock productivity by better coordinating infrastructure, finance, and institutions, ensuring that businesses and workers are no longer constrained by avoidable bottlenecks or lost time. Along this, the government's Big Push Infrastructure Development Program is laying the foundation for trade and industrial growth while aligning Ghana's national priorities with those of ECOWAS and the African Union. Governments must generate long-term and medium-term policies and grow strong development finance institutions and regional projects that reflect the scale of our collective ambition.
Let's wrap up the business update with the commodities markets. That's all in Business Update. Back to you, Denisia Pomeje.
Thank you, Ahanta Pili. Yeah. Someone could you brace for bringing us.
Thanks for calling me Ahanta Pili all the time.
Right.
I love that name. Ahanta Pili.
I love to call you that too. And that's it for AM News. Please, if you want more news, do log on to myjoyonline.com. Up next is sports. Enjoy the rest of the show and have a lovely day.